Said it.
Cut.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Take it.
Hello, I'm Rebecca Shirley.
And I'm James Chan.
And we have just come back from a road trip to Swansea. Swansea is one of the most exciting microsurgical units in the UK.
They've got a fully fledged lower limb trauma service now with lots of fix and flaps and lots of very interesting cases. So we went there to see what it's all about.
We saw the orthoplastic team in motion. We met up with the wider team and friends and colleagues, and we interviewed Ahmed and Nick. So here they are talking about their experience working together and joint operating.
Enjoy.
Did you hit it off straight away?
Yeah.
Although we're, I imagine people would probably say we're different in terms of I'm the loud gobby one, Ahmed's the quiet, but it kind of works. From a personality trait, we are. Most people would probably say we're very different, just from from the outside, but we have very similar in terms of the work, the mindset, the ethic, etc. It's pretty similar. We are different.
Yeah, out
Very
work,
different.
work. Yeah, not related to work. We are different.
But I guess
I think that's
opposites
how
attract.
you get on
So they
with each
say,
other.
Paula Abdul said.
Yeah.
Opposites attract. I think a lot of teams have just realised the benefits of dual consultant operating. I'd come from Australia where they were very much a two-team. Pre-COVID, it was very much a two-team approach, which is good for theatre time, training, and the well-being. I guess of the consultant is you guys know you work very closely together.
Yeah.
It does free flap microsurgery shouldn't be stressful. At the end of the day, it's just another case.
Yeah.
But just sharing that responsibility, the planning, the execution, I think does benefit having a two-team approach. And it's good for training. If I don't have to, if I'm just raising a flap, like in today's case, I can be at the top end with the fellow or the registrar, focusing on that. I don't have to worry about, I don't even have to think about recipients. I know Ahmed's doing that with another trainee example, and he doesn't have to worry about the top end. And then we just communicate and know, then we can decide exactly pedicle length, position, etc.
Yeah.
And so you can focus just on that piece. So with the trainees, so I think it's really beneficial.
And for the difficult cases.
Yeah, for the difficult cases, and we do. It's a lot of planning, chatting, WhatsApps,
Talking every day.
Well, he's like my second wife, my work wife,
First one.
my work wife.
What happens when you disagree? Does that happen ever, that you have a different idea or contrary?
Occasionally,
Yeah.
not that often, but it does.
Well, without any.
No, it's never
without
no
any
animosity,
upset or
it's-
anything about it. Yeah, someone would take the lead on it, and the other one will just
I would have done
follow
that.
the plan.
But fair enough. There's always I wouldn't.
Go on, give us an example.
It doesn't happen that often.
Intra-op, maybe not that often. Maybe
No.
post-op, some stuff. Yeah, I want to take this case to theatre to wash it out. No, I would wait on it and just carry on with conservative management. And then, for whoever was in the lead in that case, we'll follow the decision of that person and just carry on.
Yeah, like that lady the other
Yeah.
week that you I think you need to take the plan to the turn. I was like, no.
Who won then? who
Me,
made
'cause it was my patient.
Yeah.
As I said,
Yeah, so it's
at the end of the day,
his
it was I did the
And
operation.
she didn't go
so,
back in the end?
No, I've just been alright. So.
Till you leave.
As soon as I leave, I'm going to be listing a golden patient.
Have there been times where, I don't know whether you stagger breaks or where one of you's in trouble and the other one's been able to come in a bit more objectively and solve a problem? Have you had particular
Yeah, I think we all
examples of
have cases where it's your case, you've done it. Because we do, there was but there are, if you've done a case and I think you've probably had it, you're so blinkered that you think, I think it's all right. And actually you just needed someone to come in and go, that doesn't look right. Or, I wouldn't do that again. Or, we had one fairly recently and would we do another flap? You know, and we did kind of agree, but I think being able to, if one of us is not involved in the primary operation, I think you can just give not really an honest answer, but maybe you haven't got the emotional connection to it, and you can, and also other people, you know, even not in part of the team. It's good to have. We've got other colleagues that, you know, I would ask, you know, what do you think about this, and they'll be like, "Don't be stupid. What are you doing?" And I think it's useful to have that someone looking in from the outside.
One of the things that we learn from a mentor is that when you do joint operating, you can also blame share. So when things don't go right, the stress is much easier to deal with. Can you talk about that a little?
Yeah, I think definitely if I'm doing the micro and went off, I'll probably be taking the lead on the take back, but definitely is having a look or having a second eye or fresh pair of eyes in that area helps, because I can be missing something or something that I keep not realizing or not focusing on. Now you're doing this, or this suture is not in the right place, or there is a kink somewhere else. You have to look into that. It's not the technique, it's mainly the insetting. So having that input from someone involved in the case, because you have some attachment to it, and also a bit of fresh eye to that part, would be massively helpful.
But we'll try, if we try to, if there's a take back, you know, if we're both available, even if you say Ahmed did the micro, I did the micro, if it's a micro issue, you know, I would text, say, flap's got to go back, and he'd be like, cool, I'll see you there, and vice versa. Obviously, if you can't, someone's away, then that's it. But then you just trust that, you know, I wouldn't think twice about saying, you know, Ahmed's phone and say, your flap's going off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, mate, I can't make it in. That's fine, I'm on my way in. And I wouldn't, you know, I'll be annoyed, but I wouldn't have any concerns. That you just have to trust fully that your teammate, etc. And the same with the rest of the team. You know, we're not always on site, and so you have to trust the rest of the team to look after each other's patients.
So we have had failures despite all the best efforts and everything. I found it really much easier.
It wasn't your solo case.
Yeah. You grieve about that case, don't you? And you ruminate on it for God knows how long. But to have someone else,
and you can remember the name of every patient that it's happened.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it's not too many, but you just remember, and you share the heartache and the. It's not guilt. You know, you've done everything you can, but there's still that.
Just thinking about if there's something
so I
more.
Get what you're saying. It's good. You know, I think it is much worse if you've had a solo case and it's gone wrong.
Yeah.
Because you know everything that case was down to you, and it's not a blame thing, but you still. Yeah. I think you can share in the.
And you can learn from that process together. That's a massive thing.
Yeah, are the operative days, are they the best part? Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
What, the actual doing, or the planning, or the acceleration afterwards?
I think the day of the surgery.
Just doing it. It's just fun. Again, it's not a stressful day.
Enjoy doing it.
I remember as a trainee, I was a trainee in this unit, and the volume was nowhere near as much as it is now, which is, again, strange. The population hasn't changed dramatically. The service and the pathways have, so everything's more centralised and coming to the right place. But it was very much, there's a open fracture, fix a flap on Thursday, and it's Monday, and everyone was like working up to it. And then, I was training, like, oh my God, there's a fix a flap. And now, as I said earlier, it shouldn't be, it's just another case. And so it's not stressful, particularly when you're doing it two-team, it's enjoyable, it should be fun. Get the music on.
Yep. Listen to him singing.
Yeah, and it's it's a fun day.
Singing? Yeah, it's actually quite good.
And you've got the same taste in music.
Yeah, I don't mind the music anyway.
So it's Nick's choice basically, and you're happy with that.
Yeah. But no, it's an enjoyable day. I love, the operating days are definitely the best days for me. Clinic's fun, just because you get to see the outcomes, which is good. And obviously that's the main thing, isn't it? But actually, enjoyment-wise, the surgery. That's why we're surgeons.
Yeah. And do you feel like your patients have an understanding that you're doing these cases together? Is that always very clear to them?
Most of the time, I meet them together. Even in the ward in the morning, I've been in your operation. Nick is not around, or the other way around, to use themselves, so probably meet them.
Well, I think patients also appreciate that. Particularly as we discussed, if there's a problem, then they know, you've really worked together and you're both in it and you're taking it
Yeah.
very seriously.
Yeah, well, we had a patient recently that we had a lot of
sort of
lows with, but then eventually a high, and it was very much, they kind of know that, and we had long chats with them, with the orthopaedic guys as well, and it was, quite involved. And even though things weren't going right, I think they say the patient is appreciative that actually, like, I got 3 consultants around my bed, talked to me at length numerous times.
Very powerful.
Yeah, it is.
I was just going to ask how many cases approximately you think you've done together?
You'll have a better idea of this. You
Probably
look at the
say,
database a lot more than me.
We've done so far over 340 fix and flaps. I would say
In
we've done
3
years.
just under 3.5 years.
And I would say we've done 60% of them.
So what are your feelings then as about your kind of working relationship is about to take a pause, or you're moving on? So how do you... I'm going to ask... I'm going to ask both of you. Like, how are you feeling about that? It sounds like this very significant time that you've spent working very closely together, and there's about to be a very big change.
Yeah, we're breaking up.
Yeah.
That wasn't a dual decision, was it?
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, I tried so hard, but no, it didn't work. Yeah.
What do you want to say to each other?
Let's not get into that.
No, you
Not
keep your
saying
hands
that.
up.
Yeah.
Great.
It'll be a sad to leave.
Yeah.
But I think there'll be
an end of an era.
End of an era, but start of a new chapter, and
And
watch this space.
Exactly, the story's not over yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very